now, praise on your porch. Right now, praise on your porch. Right now, this is what we do every day. This is what we will do today. We praise on our porch. Right now, we praise on our porch. Right now, we praise on our porch. Right now, this is what we will do today. Looty looty lotty looty late late lay. Looty looty lotty looty late late lay. Hey there, everybody! Welcome to a Windy City on the Hill. Praise on your porch. Wiesbaden, Germany. Welcome up on my porch. Hey there, Crystal. Hey there, Angela. And who else do you have in your house? Oh my goodness, your house was so full this week, and I think that's so awesome. Hello, everybody. Hey there, Crystal Girl, Crystal Lies. Hey there, Larry. Hey, Rachel. So glad that you guys are on our porches. We are praising from the porches of our lives into the porches of heaven, reaching the porches of other lives. Come on, come on, come on, come on, family. You know what I did? I done left my Bible over on my couch. Hold on a second. Enjoy these few moments. Do 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 You may notice some new flowers in my background. Those are from my precious oldest son and daughter-in-law, from my son. And so sweet that he got me some flowers. He got me not just one bouquet, but two bouquets, and the prettiest bouquets in the flower shop. I am so thrilled. So yeah, so my son and daughter-in-law are here, and they are teaching me all sorts of logic up in my house. So I'm just like, so great, so great. So you guys, maybe you know, or maybe you don't know, but my daughter-in-law is a musician. She's a songwriter. She's a vocalist. She's a musician. She's, you know, and so is my son. Alita's career is really amazing, and she just dropped a new song yesterday. It's called. They're probably watching in the other room going, Mom, I forgot the name of it. Somebody help me out here. Love something. But anyway, so she just dropped another song. It's already almost at 1 million streams already, you know, because her music is just so good. God just really blessed her so well. And I just love the way that she creates. I love that. And I got to be a part of her just showing me how to do some things, and my son teaching me how to do things. So it was really super cool on this program called Logic, because they also blessed me with a new a new to me Mac computer. So I'm like, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm so excited. So hey, Heron, so glad you guys are in here. So this is just some of the things, some of the bounties, some of the blessings that God is bringing on up into my home. And hopefully this year I will be getting some of my music out and getting it done. So hit some pitfalls last year, but this year we're gonna keep it going. I got some accountability people helping me out, and people who are in places that can do that, because you know sometimes that's what you need. So have you guys been in your word today? I don't have a praise song to start off with, but have you been in your word today? Have you been in your 1-year Bible? And but I do have praise songs coming. Have you been in your word? What is God telling you? What did God tell you today? Oh man, today was really super good. Hey Kathy, what did God tell you today? Oh my goodness, I actually made it through the whole reading today already this morning and stuff. But I thought it was so neat how the Old Testament even correlated with the New Testament readings, right? Right, awesome, Crystal. I can't wait to hear what God told you today, because I haven't been on Facebook. I haven't been on Facebook and in social media as much as I normally am, because my time is filled up. Hey Trent, so glad you're in here and stuff. Trent, where are you from? Help us all out. Kathy, where are you from? Heron, where are you from? Crystal, I know where you are. Rachel, I think I remember where you're at. Angie, I know you're in Illinois. Both Crystal and stuff. But anyway, as you come in, just let me know where you're from, where our family is gathering from, because you know we got places we're going to go today in the spirit. So did you notice today in Exodus 26, did you notice? So here we are. God is so intentional, because it's not just once that we read about the details in the Old Testament regarding the tabernacle or regarding the temple. You know, it's the movable temple, the movable tabernacle. It's not just one time we get to read about it. We get to read about it several times. Wendy, why are you telling me all that bad news? Why are you telling me I got to read through it again? I'm like, okay, because I want to give you some fresh perspective for those of you who have never read the Old Testament before, right? Malaysia, Heron, that's right. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad that you're here. Malaysia up in the house and Kentucky up in the house. Yay. And so anyway, so no matter where we're gathering from, here it is. We're coming for one thing today. We are coming for one thing, and that's to lift the name of Jesus high. But this tabernacle stuff, I want you to see this tabernacle and this building of the temple. There's so many details. Why did he write about the details of how long the curtains had to be, how many hooks, how many links? Why, God, was that so important? Because here's the deal. The present day principle to this word, man, this is what's so amazing. It's like, God, when we're reading through the Old Testament, God, what are you trying to teach me? What's your living testament principles you want me to gather from your word today? And he just really spoke this to me this morning. He's like, I need my people right in Nebraska. Thanks so much, Rachel. I remember that. The Lord's just saying, I need for you as my temple, as my people, I need you to see yourself as the temple, as where I live. And what I'm doing is I'm constructing. And as you're reading through this Old Testament, I need you to see, the Lord is saying, I need you to see that in the same way that I had so many plans and so many designs and so many specific details about this temple, so I have so many details and so many plans and so many things coming into your life that sometimes just take time, right? Sometimes take time, Nicole. Sometimes are in order, and not the order that you decide, not the order that you want, but I've got this huge plan and it's all coming together. And Holy Spirit just really spoke to me about that, because if you remember, even if you open up your Bible today to Exodus 26, and you just go through and you underline the things that we were talking about today, like curtains. Wow, Crystal, I love that. I can hear you say that. So the curtains, think about the curtains, how God, what are you trying to curtain me from? Or what are you trying to draw? What are you trying to cover up, God? Or what am I trying to cover up? Think about that with regards to, as you're reading through, learning about the tabernacle. Why all these details? Why all this? So there's the tabernacle and how he decorated. God is such a decorated, I love that. He's such a decorative God. He loves to decorate kids. He loves to bling out. He loves to bring on. He loves to just draw attention to his kids for his name and his fame, right? Right, Chris? That's what he's doing. Chris has gone through some incredible things in her life, and God has allowed, though it's hard things that she's had to go through, God has allowed these things to happen. And she's just taken the opportunities to tell people about Jesus and to live Jesus out right in front of them. So here it is, it's talking about the loops and all the yarn, all the colors and the curtains and the edges and the clasps and the fastens. And it's like, man, God, seriously? And he's like, yes, because every detail that I'm talking about there is even in greater detail how I'm taking care of your life, how I'm bringing things together, how I'm fastening, how I'm looping together things, how I'm turning things, how I'm making loops, that you're going to be in this loop and it's going to be a good loop. It's not going to be one of those cyclitic loops that you just, I got to get out of here. It's going to be one of these loops of just blessing after blessing after blessing, because you are walking in my authority, my power, my strength, and my honor. This is what's doing. So he's talking about these, making the curtains and how joining 5 of them together. Isn't that so cool how you join 5 of these curtains together to make one? And I think about, 5 represents grace, and how God just sometimes he takes 5 graces that we need really help in. I think about the great 8s in our lives and how he might just gather up all those great 8s to make a beautiful curtain, to make a beautiful display in our lives. And it's just, wow, this is so awesome how he can just bring it all together and make it one. And I think about how he brings us together as a people and how he makes us this beautiful display, and how we greet each other, one another on our Praise on Your Porch, right, Nicole? And we do all these things, and it's this one accord, this one thing that he's bringing us together. It's a beautiful display of his goodness and his grace, and how I'm so excited that God is not afraid of social media, that God uses social media for his glory and for his benefit. There's so many people running away from it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to utilize it as long as God's telling me to utilize it and stuff. So here it is. He just was so concerned about these 50 loops and 50 bronze clasps and 50 fasteners, and I'm like, man, God, if you're so into making sure all the details of this structure that was taken down and put up, how much more are you concerned about Crystal's life and how she is just set and steadfast, and in Angela's life and in Heron's life? We're just steadfast to do the things that we want, and you're just clasping us and you're just grasping us and you're looping us in. I just think about how great that is and how you make us this continual flowing garment with yourself. My God, I just get excited about being a continual flowing, ever-bearing piece of garment with the Lord, and just flowing, that it's this beautiful flow, and that the breeze, his presence of his spirit, how spirit just blows upon us, or he can just, make us into curtains, or he can just shield us, or his angels just be that camp around us. I think about those things. And then when I got into 26:15, and this is where I'd like to camp for a little bit as I spit all over myself today. There are people, family, places, things, and ideas that God himself is bringing into our lives. Alida. Oh yes, Sharon. Oh yes, Nathan. Oh yes, Noah. Yes, God is bringing people, places, and things and ideas. And Micah coming in from Indiana, and Sandra. Yes, come on in, Donna. And here it is. God is bringing these people, places, things, and ideas, businesses into our lives that will catch this word. Come on, catch this word. We're going to tie it into the Old Testament. Placing these things, bringing these things into our lives that will frame and sustain his framework in our lives. Come on, God is the God of framework and sustain work. This is what our God is. The framework placement is what the Lord is really speaking to us about today. Is the framework placement is what he's talking about to us today. Hold on just one moment. I'm going to get on in here because this is just a powerful word. I want to set this up a little bit different here. Okay, now I've got it. All righty, so here it is, the framework placement. Look here in chapter 26 of 15. What has God told you today? Verse 15. For the framework of the tabernacle. And let's just stop right there. If God cares about this moving tabernacle that happened in the past, and even the tabernacle or the temple that was later built, that he had so many details planned out and ready for a place that he would reside in, and only a little bit at a time he would be there, and only certain people at a time could come on in there and be there, family, that how much more will he take and tend and care for the framework and the framing that he is placing in our lives, that he is framing up. I think about how my son takes pictures and how he just is such an awesome photographer, and how he just frames up, he just captures in a different way. And this is what God is doing, is God is framing up, and he is putting in a framework of our life that's going to capture and going to draw people, and it's going to say something a little different about himself to the people in your world, because the people in your world and in your reach are the ones he's given you to reach, not he's given me to reach necessarily. I can come in and give an encouraging word, but that usually God gives you a reach of your own people, and that if we could get everyone on Praise on Your Porch, or in the areas or in the communities that we're a part of, to be sharing what God tells them, whether it's every day, whether it's a written word, a spoken word, or even just a smile on your face, I'm happy with that. If we can be doing that and promoting what God is doing in our lives, then I'm a happy girl. I'm not happy anyway, but I'm just saying, I don't want to just be the only one coming on into your life. I want to equip you. I want you to take and learn and even see how I'm doing and go, God, is this what you want for my life, or what does it look like? And this is what we can ask God when we say, God, I want what Wendy has, but what does that look like? Come on. What does that look like? What does your framework look like for my life? Because you see, I don't have the same framework as Alida. I don't have the same framework as Gareth. I don't have their same framework. I don't have the same framework as Kim, Real Talk Kim, but I can learn from the framework and how they position their lives, how God has placed them in my life and how he moves and breathes in them, and say, God, how do you want to take what you've given to them? Do you want any of that residing in me? Am I going to emulate any of that in my life? Do I get to reach differently into my areas and such, because I don't have as big of a reach as so-and-so. I don't have as little of a reach as so-and-so, but I have a reach, and that reach is what I'm using, and that reach is what he's given me to reach the nations and to reach those people, and he's given you the same thing. And I trust him with the framework and the fabric of my life is what I do. So here it is. Verse 15, for the framework of your tabernacle is what I'd like to say, because when you're reading through, as you're reading, I want to just say this again, as you're reading about the tabernacle, don't get all bored that I'm reading about a tabernacle, how it's all the architecture, I could care less, but I want you just to place your name in there and go, for the framework of my tabernacle, of the place where my God dwells. God is constructing, God's constructing some frames here in verse 15. He's constructing some frames, and each frame is going to be so wide, going to be so high. Come on. It's going to have maybe 2, maybe 10, maybe 25, maybe even 17, maybe 67. It's going to have some pegs underneath each frame. God's going to peg me in. He's going to peg my frames so I'm proper, so I'm situated. That's what God's going to do. God's going to peg my frames, and so I'm situated here. And here it is, family. He's going to make the frames. He's going to make all the frames that he's using to set me up for success. They're going to be identical for me. They're going to be identical for me. These frames in this situation that he's talking about. And see, there's going to be 20, and there may even be more that are framed in, because each of my rooms, and see here it is, family, is I got great 8 areas of my life, and God is building up, and he's putting some framework into each of those rooms. I'm not completely walking in the greatest framework and the greatest structure in those. However, that is the goal, is to get that framework on point and to take it and to make it most excellent right now in this day. So here it is in verse 18. Make 20 of these frames to support the curtains. Because see, we are here. God doesn't just give us framework to do nothing. God puts framework in our lives to support curtains, to support the weight of his glory, to support that which he is putting on, that which will separate us, that which will divide us, or even divide the rooms. Come on now, Tracy. Come on, this is what he's doing. Verse 19. Also, he's doing silver bases, because see, we need to have that base. And a lot of times we talk about our bases being of stone. And this is a new room we're talking about in this tabernacle here. He's going to make silver bases, and they're going to be under each frame. I'm just talking about, let's just think about that. What is God doing? What is God placing as bases, as a basis or basics under our frame? Can we just go there? Come on, how about the fruit of the Spirit? Can we just go there? How about the armor that we put on? How about that ever-bearing fruit that we're talking about here? I know I just said fruit of the Spirit, but it's ever-bearing. We need to be talking about that, family. It's ever-bearing, never dries out. It's not dried up fruit. Dried fruit's great, but God's fruit of the Spirit never dry out, never ever need to recede. They're always available, always plentiful. How about his authority and his power? Come on, family. How about his revelation, his wisdom, his knowledge, and his understanding? How about all of that? This is what I'm talking about. This is the living testament life right here that we're talking about here. reading through Old Testament scriptures. Here it is. So these pegs and these bases, they're going to fit so securely. And let me just go to my notes here. God is building or has built the framework in our lives to give and lend support to us. He is securely fitting and pegging people and places and things and ideas into the base work of who you are, family, where you are going and how you are going to get there. My God, you wonder how you meet Snoop Dogg, or you meet these certain things, or you hear back from people. You wonder why people are calling you, because God has set up the framework. God is setting you up for success. God has done it. God wants you to succeed. This is your papa. This is your daddy. Better than any daddy in the world. More than any of this precious mama would want for her sons and her daughter-in-law. More than anything that I would want for them to succeed and to be happy and live full lives and stuff. My God has an even greater joy of fulfilling promises and making dreams come true for my children and their children and their children, and for your children and your friends and your circles. God is not only doing this for you, He is doing this for and in others, placing them as He places them in your way. He is positioning and building secured and set framework with their bases for His glory, to your north, to your south, your east, your west, to your rear, your front, your corners, matching them. My God, He is matching these corners up. He's matching these pegs up. He's matching this framework up with others and in yourself so perfectly at the ground level and firmly attaching them to His top ring mentality. My God, top ring mentality, forming His singular union in mind, purpose, will, heart, action, and strength. Did you catch that, family? Did you pick that up, family? That God is positioning and building secured and set frameworks with other people's, other places, bases for His glory. North, south, east, and west, rear, front, and corners, matching them perfectly at ground level and firmly attaching them to His top rings, forming His singular union in mind, in purpose, in will, in action, in heart, and in strength. My God, I get excited, Ivory. Woo, that's right, Crystal. His dreams are bigger than our dreams. His ways are better than our ways. His thoughts far better. He has already secured. Family, I just want you to rest right now. I want you to rest right now that He has already secured your base work beneath your frames. Oh my God. My God, my God. He loves you that much. My God, you love us that much that He has already secured your base work beneath your frames and is now building upon it. My God, my God, my God. As you read through 19 and 20, it talks about the north side, the east side. The 24 talks about the corners, talks about that single unit, that single purpose, that single heart, that one mind. This is what our God does. This is what He does. Single-hearted, wholly devoted. This is what He does. He is working. My God is working on those who even come in. Look here in verse 26. It says, make crossbars of acacia wood to link the frames. What, Wendy, what are you going to pull out of this? Make crossbars, however that works, I don't know, crossbars of acacia wood to link the frames. Because see there, you can have all the framework, but if you're not linked properly, it's not going to be a sturdy and steady situation or tabernacle or place that you want to be under structure. It's not going to be there. So here it is. He is even working on those who come in and join with you to be crossbars to link into your framework and my framework for his great works. My God, family, this is it. He is working on those who come in as crossbars to link your framework for his great works. My God, these crossbars will be in the rear, in the front, in the middle, in the halfway, and they may even be right out in front. I'm telling you what, God is raising up people who don't mind being in the rear, who don't mind being in the front, who just want to be a crossbar and want to be a crossbar in your army. My God, and want to be a crossbar in his kingdom. My God, Storm. Are you ready? Are you ready, Storm? Here it is. We're talking about these crossbars in 26. 27 and 30, it says, set up this tabernacle according to the pattern you were shown on the mountain. You know, God's just not going to stop there, family. He is just not going to stop there with the framework, with the base work, with the pegs, with the curtains, with the loops. He's just not going to stop there with those who are coming to link up with us. No, he's not going to stop there in the middle of all the framing. Hello, Yolanda. So glad you're on in my house and up on our porch. So glad you're here, sweet girl. So here it is. God is not going to stop here in the middle of all this framing and linking of crossbars. He is just absolutely not going to do that. No way, no how is he's not going to do that. He is not going to leave us or you as an uncompleted work. Oh, no, no, no. Maybe that's how you're feeling. Maybe that's how pornography has left you, an unframed and unfinished work. Maybe that's what gossip has done to you. Maybe that's what hatred has done to you, that they've left you as unframed and unfitted. I can tell you this, that they will always leave you as unframed and unfitted. They will always frame you up in a way that is not the way that God wants to frame and crossbar over you and bring you into greater things and buildings that he wants to do. My goodness gracious. I love that. Acacia wood, durable and hard wearing, capable of outstanding the elements. Thank you, Jesus, that he uses the absolute best of the best when he's building with us. Because what God is doing, thank you, Angela, what God is doing is he is sending you some acacia wood people. He is sending you some durable and hard wearing, working, capable, able to withstand all the elements. I'm telling you what, Jeff Randall, you are getting your 20, but it's going to be multiplied out, that you're going to have more than those 20 that are going to be coming up, and they're going to be durable and hardworking, capable, able to withstand the elements that are going to come against you in your life and that are going to actually even come for you in your life. I'm just saying, this is what God is doing. Maybe this is how you felt uncompleted. You're like, God, I just feel so uncompleted. This work isn't getting done. This is, I'm just feeling like it's not getting there. And I'm telling you, that's a real feeling. I get it. I understand that completely. But I'm telling you that right now, that outside of what you're feeling, this is what God is going to do. Let me just set this here, because I just want to make sure I want to touch into this. Didn't know if I had it. Okay, so it was talking about so look at here. It was talking about how he is going to overlay everything with gold. All this stuff he's going to overlay with gold in the actual tabernacle. All the framework was going to be overlaid. The crossbars were going to be overlaid with gold. Catch this, family. So maybe you're feeling like you're an uncompleted work right now. Maybe you're feeling in your finances or in your grade 8. So let's just go through those. Your grade 8, your physical, relational, your financial, character, time, spiritual, mental, or emotional areas. Maybe it's just feeling like they are so uncompleted. They are just a non-completed work, right, Heather? Sometimes it is. Sometimes we feel that way. Sometimes it is. We feel that way. But he is not going to leave you. This is what I can guarantee you this. I promise you this, guarantee you this. God is not going to leave you, David. He is not going to leave you as an uncompleted work. No matter how you're feeling, I'm telling you that what God is going to do, what God is doing right now, you're feeling uncompleted, but I'm telling you what God is doing right now is he is heating up the gold. He is heating up those precious, most precious of metals, his most precious parts of his presence. And as you press into his presence, it becomes a little warmer, and it just kind of is spewing out all that extra dross that's in your life. And so his presence is continually, as you press into him, he covers you with more and more, because you can stand outside the folds of his garments, but he's like, can I just tuck you into this fold of my garment? I want to tuck you in. And you can stand outside and go, no, this is all I want from you, God. This is all the further I want. And we got many Christians who that's it. I just want to read my Bible and be done. Get my wife off my back. I just want to be done with that. I want to be done. I just want to be done with that. I'll be that. I don't want to be tucked in there. I don't want to be tucked where she's tucked. I don't want to be tucked in there and receiving from the word of the Lord. I don't want to be tucked on in there. Come on. Even you wives, or your children, or yourself. I don't want to go any farther, Lord. I don't want to go any farther. But he's like, come on in. Let me tuck you in. Let me be the one who tucks you into my presence, because I got some overlaying I want to do. So here it is. But I'm telling you that God is heating up. God is heating up. And the heat that he's heating up right now, the things that he's heating up in his presence, it's like you just get closer to the Lord's heart. You know, as you just snuggle in. As I snuggle into Kevin's chest, because sometimes I just need to snuggle in. So I snuggle in and I just start to hear his heartbeat, and I just start to feel the heat from his body just coming onto my body when I'm so cold, and I just feel that heat, and I just see just like a turn up, and that's what it is. And I just think that's so cool that this is exactly what the Lord is doing. He is turning up. As we get closer to him, he turns up. It's like maybe he doesn't turn up, but maybe we are just turned up in his presence. Come on. Somebody shout that. We're turned up in his presence. Here it is. So he is heating up those precious metals. As we get close to him, it's like we can just, we sense the burning in his heart, the love that he has for us. But here it is. He's got his precious presence to cover us with. But these items, all of these items, the closer we get to Jesus, we see the impurities, but it's not to make us feel bad or anything like that. It's like the impurities come out. It's like, I don't want that out of me. Get out. So he all these things that as we are heated up in his presence, the impurities of what we have in us, there it is. The impurities, they come out, and then he covers us. He covers us. He's so good. He's so good at covering. He is heating up. My God, our God is heating up his golden love, his presence, his power to overlay and underlay and inlay upon us when we're ready. He will never force anything on us. This is what our God does. He has the power to infiltrate, to infect, to totally make us robots. And he's like, no. I want you to choose me. I want you to choose this day whom you're going to serve. I want you to choose my golden love, my presence. I want you to choose to ask or even to accept my power to overlay you or underlay you or inlay upon you. But you have to be ready. So this is what God's saying is, are you ready today? You will be overlaid and inlaid and underlaid with more of his presence, his gold and his preciousness. And you will, when you're in there, it's not going to be, when you're overlaid with these things, it's not like it's going to be so heavy, because you will be able, once you have these things overlaying, as you accept him overlaying, being the overlayer, inlayer, underlayer of your life, the weight of his glory is there, and it is not heavy. My God is always setting you and I up for success in all of our ways, according to his patterns that he has shown us already and will continue to show us. My God. This is what he does. And look over here in chapter 26, verse 36. It's talking about make another curtain. Hey, guys, I need you to make another curtain. And maybe God's saying, hey, I need you to make another curtain when I need you to pull something else. I need you to make another curtain because you got something showing to the outside here, and I really need that covered up here. I need you to have a fine line between here and there. I need you to draw that curtain. I need it made up for you. Maybe that's what it is, because where you're going, where I'm wanting to take take you is a sacred place. And I don't want you to be distracted by the things of this world. I want you to come away a little bit more. And maybe not. Maybe he's like, I want the curtain to be wide open. I want you to see. I want you to see my glory and my beauty. And that might be while you're at work, Crystal. Or what you're doing, Chris, at work, and Angela, while you're like, I'm wide open. And when you're going to Walmart, you're like, okay, curtains are wide open. I want to see you, God. I want to see you, and I want to pour into the lives of people there. And so here it is in verse 36, making this a relevant word right here. Make another curtain, make another curtain. Come on, Rachel, make another curtain. Maybe God's telling you. Or maybe he's like, let's repurpose that curtain. Maybe so, maybe not. Maybe he's like, pull it back, draw it closer, bring it to the middle. So you can look on both sides. Maybe ask him, God, what are you doing with this curtain? Do you have a curtain? Do you want to make a curtain? What are you talking about with sewing? God, you need me to make you something? Okay, what's this look like? What do curtains look like to you, God? So many really cool ideas. Right, Jen? So many really cool ideas. So here it is. Make it of finely woven linen. And embroider it. Oh my goodness, I used to embroider as a little girl, make these beautiful little designs and stuff. But I have seen the artwork, even of my daughter-in-law, of her embroidering, how she just gets an idea and she can just put it down. I'm blown away by that, her creativity. I just am blown away by that. And I think, my God, that's what she can do on just a piece of that. And I think what God is doing in her life and in your life, how he is embroidering, making these beautiful designs with our lives. You too, men, that's what God's doing. And I know you might not think embroidering, no way, God, but I'm telling you, he is painting an incredible painting of your life. He is doing an incredible thing. And he's using everything at his disposal. This is what he does, because it says, make it of finely woven linen, embroider it. Look at what God does. He's like, embroider it with just a normal design. Yeah, embroider it with a WD-40. No, he says, embroider it with an exquisite design. Family, embroider it with an exquisite design. He is doing a powerful design overhaul in you and in me, and using special curtains and beautifully decorating with the most gorgeous of colors and fabrics and threads and baubles and glitter and glamour and all the kind of shop tools you men need or whatever and more, or all the markers or all the paints brushes, all the things that you need and more. God is hanging curtains to separate holy from holy, and we get to choose what we want seen and what we want hung in our lives, holy or unholy things. We need to choose well, because he is providing, but we are the only ones who can welcome his provision. God provides, but only we are the ones that can welcome his provisions, because he's making us new. He's making us new. He's lifting our hearts and all of our souls. He makes us brand new. He's making us brand new. God, you're making me brand new. So here it is, God. I'm going to get back to that exquisite design, but I just want to come back a little bit farther. We're going to go back and move forward. God is just so absolutely crazy good and so cool. He is going to just be hanging around. He's just going to be hanging all in and out and over and through, covering you at all times. This is what God does. He just likes hanging around you. He loves being around you, hanging out over, in, and through, and covering you at all times. He's even setting up tables for you to eat at and drink from, and to bring people to at your tables. He just doesn't ever hold back from you at all. My God, he never, ever holds back from you at all. Never, ever, ever. I was hoping that I'm looking for this, because I wanted to speak about this just a little bit. And I just want to talk about this exquisite, come on back up. God doesn't hold back from you, however. Remember how he was talking about this exquisite design using blues and purples and scarlet thread. And maybe that's not the exquisite design that you're talking about. Maybe you need some reds and some orange and some yellow, and you need it to go on a car, or you need it to be flashy, or you need it to be really subtle or whatever. But I'm telling you that God is using the most exquisite design that has been framed and has the has the best for you. He is creating for you, not for me. He is creating what he needs to do in your life, not for what he wants to do in my life. He's doing it in you, and he's making your design exquisite just for you. And whether he uses curtains or buildings or people or cars or however he uses or whatever, God is using and will continue to use the most exquisite things that he or you could even imagine, because that's how limitless our God is. Can you imagine the exquisite deposits or compositions or designs that he is making and that he's doing in your life right now? Some of you are like, he's not doing nothing, but I'm telling you, I need you to get past yourself. I need you to let go of yourself and to let go of he's not doing nothing. And I need you just to ask him, God, or just talk to him, God, I know you're doing something super exquisite. If you cared so much about the temple in the Old Testament, and it was just something that they took down and put up, and I am your living, breathing testament for today. I'm your living, breathing expression and extension. How much more, God, how much more and exciting it must be, God, that what you're working on for me is so exquisite, and how much more your exquisite deposits and compositions and designs you are making for me and you are doing in my life. You're not doing just for me, and you are doing it for all of those who I get to reach out to, and for all of those who get to experience you and I get to experience you with them. How so much intentionality God displays for our buildings, for the temple building back in the Old Testament, but yet even so much more for us, how he just absolutely is so intentional to display. Oh my goodness, family, if you just could understand that you could take what I'm seeing right now and it would be just so even greater expressed to you, that he is so intentional about displaying himself within you and expressing himself and extending himself so incredibly, so exquisitely through you, so that you can know and that all men can know and all men can be drawn to him, to dwell with him, because he has always been about relationship. He has always been wanting and in desire of great relationship with you and with me, with him. All I want is more of you, and more of you is all I want. Now I can hear God singing. Angela, all I want, Olivia, is more of you, and more, Joe, is all I want. I want more of you. I can hear God singing that to us, that all I want is more of you. And I can hear us singing back to him, God, all I want is more of you. And he's like, I'm here. I'll give you. Come on in. Come a little closer. Tuck on in. Come on. God is even... Look over here in chapter 27 and verse 5. It talks about verse 4. It says, make bronze grating for it and attach the bronze rings, and it's for attach its rings at its four corners, and install the grating halfway down the side of the altar. And you're like, Wendy, what do you need grating for? What is that so important? I'm asking you to take that, and how is God grating in your life? What is God doing here? God is even installing in you special grating. He's putting in special grating for your firesides, for your campfire delights. He is putting things on that needs to be grated, because there may be some burning, and maybe the ashes need to fall away, but what's left is the meaty and the savory parts. This is what God's doing. He is creating. My God, he is creating. I'm looking over here in verse 12, and it talks 12 and 15, it talks about in 15, 14, 12, 13, 14, and 15, it talks about the supporting, supported by the 10 posts, and supported by 3 posts, and supported by 3 posts. Come on, Marcia, come on. And this is what we're talking about here, that he is even, what God is doing right now is he is even creating and sending so much support to you. He is your number one support, but he is also saying, I know you need tangible support. I know your physical body needs tangible support. I know your relationships need tangible support. I know you need a relationship as a tangible support. I know you, I got you. I know your finances need a tangible support network. I know your character needs some support. I need to support you tangibly. I know your time management needs some tangible support. I know your spiritual, mental, and emotional life and areas need some tangible support right now. And this is what God is doing. He not only is he himself the most efficient, most fulfilling support in your life, but he's like, I know you, I created you. I'm also sending you support in your life. I'm also sending you tangible support. So it's time, family, right now. It's time right now to command and demand for ourselves, as we're looking over here in Matthew. We're talking about the oil I want to move into this a little bit because we're talking about the supports, but then also in the altar. It's neat. In the Old Testament, there was always oil that was there, always oil that was present. There was always a fire that was supposed to be lit, never let out, and you needed a special oil. And over here in Matthew 25, it was talking about the virgins, the 10 bridesmaids that were getting ready, and 5 of them were ready, and 5 of them had to run off to a store because they needed oil, but they were wanting to borrow from other people. They were wanting to hang out and not have their oil ready. And I'm just telling you that it's time for us, family, as a body and as individuals, to command and demand of ourselves the purest oils to keep, that we just say, okay, purity has to be our oil. Purity has to be the oil of choice. Holiness has to be the oil of choice. What we put before all of our senses. We can let in junk oil and it will mess up the beautiful oil that God gives us. But he's saying purity, pure oil from the throne room of the Lord. This is what he loves. That it's time for us to command and demand of ourselves the purest of oils to keep. Why do we want that? To keep our fires and our flames burning. My son this morning was making some lamb neck, and he had to fry it in the pan. He had to sear it in the pan, but in order to do that, he needed to get a special oil, and he had to have the right meat. He had to have the right temperature. And I'm telling you, family, that what God is bringing into our lives is he is bringing the right meat. He is wanting to bring the purest of oils, the right oil for the right project, the right moment, and the right meat. God is using. You put this meat into your life and it will always produce sustenance for you. It will always give you enough spiritual calories, if you don't mind. Spiritual calories to keep you going. My God, my God. Because, see, we need this pure oil. We need the unadulterated oil of the Lord. We need it not full of all these other things. We don't need the junk oil, the imitation oil. We need the oil of his presence, because we are cities on a hill. This is who we were created as. We are cities on a hill. I am a Wendy city on a hill. You're a Donna city on a hill. You're a Jeannie Fisher city on a hill. You are a city on a hill, and we are to be bright, shining. No, not even allowing any junk oil on up into our lives that will not keep that burning. Not at all. We are cities on a hill, bright, shining, full of color, a city on a hill, spreading his favor. He will continually, as we spend time in his presence, as we spend time in his word, he will keep our lamps burning, lit. Family, as we stay in his presence day and night. Wendy, how do you even do that? It's just acknowledging his presence. I know you're here. I know you're here. What you're sensing is God being acknowledged here. 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 God God, we acknowledge you here in this moment. You are acknowledged here. As we acknowledge him here and as we keep in his presence, he keeps our lamps burning. And as we stay in his presence day and night, we stay presence filled. Yes, family. It is time for us. It is time for us to step in and step out into and walk into his extra. Because look here in verse 4, it says, but the other 5 women were wise enough to take along extra oil. Come on, family. Come on, family. You stay in his presence, you're always going to have extra. Oh, he's a God of extra. He's our extra that, extra this, extra there, extra where, extra here. He is our God of extra everywhere, right? Right, Storm? He is our God of extra. Here it is. Verse 4, the other 5 were wise enough. And aren't we wise enough? Oh, I'm going to walk in wisdom. Wise enough to take along some extra oil. And it's time for us to step in and step out into and walk in our extra, to walk in his extra. It's time for you, family, to step in, step out, and walk in and take a long walk, take a long time in the presence of God, in the presence of his extraordinary, of his extreme, of his extravagance. My God, be wise enough, family, to take along and carry and keep and tend extra oil, his extra presence. There is an arousal that's coming, one that will wake those who were once drowsy and sleeping, that it will wake them, and God, it will wake them. And I need, family, God needs for you to have his extra, for you to walk in God's extra. Come feel all about it. Extra, come read all about it. Extra, come sing all about it. Extra, come know all about it. Extra, my God is extra. My God is the God of too much. There are those who are drowsing and sleeping, and yet the time has come and is coming. It is time to be prepared. If you haven't begun, I'm asking you to begin to invest into yourselves, into others. Come on. Extra, come on. There it is. If you haven't begun, I'm asking you to begin to invest in yourself, others, and God's kingdom, and watch. Just watch. Watch your investments grow. Watch God's investments grow. Watch for his extra. Watch for his extra. There is coming a day when we will give an account for how we have given the goodness of God out and into our lives and the lives of others and this world. He is the God of extra, never the God of empty. The God of extra, never the God of empty. Extra, never the God of empty. The God of extra, never the God of empty. Extra, never the God of empty. Because listen here in Proverbs, all of God's wisdom calls out. And I'm saying we, the remnant, the united saints of God, we hear and understand and raise our voice and raise our praise in his extra. On the hilltops, along the roads, we, the remnants, the united saints of God, We stand even in the crossroads, and we stand by the gates at the entrances of towns and on the roads leading in, and we cry out. I call out to you, to all of you. I call out to you, America. I call out to you, 7 continents. I call out to you, nations of the world. I call out to you, brothers and sisters. I call out to you, those who do not know the Lord. I call out to you, city of angels. I call out to you as wisdom calls out. If wisdom will call out, so shall I call out. I call out to all of you. I raise my voice. We, the remnant, the United Saints of God, we raise our voice to all people, all simple people. Use good judgment. All foolish people, show understanding. Listen to the wisdom of the Lord. For God's wisdom has much to say, and we are here to share it. Everything wisdom says, which is what we are saying now, is right. We, the remnant, the United Saints of God, speak the truth and detest every kind of deception. We, the remnant, the United Saints of God, speak only advice that is wholesome, and there is nothing devious or crooked in the advice or in the words that we give. We, the remnant, the United Saints of God, come with plain and clear understanding to all those who choose knowledge. We, the remnant, the United Saints of God, we choose instruction rather than any silver and any precious gold. We, the remnant, the United Saints of God, choose knowledge. We, the remnant, the United Saints of God, are supplied with wisdom that is far more valuable than any ruby, and nothing that we desire will ever compare to it. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing compares to the wisdom of the Lord. And that's what we, the remnant, the United Saints of God, are blessed with. The wisdom of the Lord God Almighty. There's our blessing. I see you. I celebrate you. You are enough. God sees you. God celebrates you. You are enough. Wow. This was fabulous for me. God, I just thank you. This was so, I was like, I'm chewing on the bone here. I'm loving chewing on the bone with you, family. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for being here with us. Thank you for being so tangible with us. Thank you for giving us the curtain to close in ourselves in this time. Thank you. Hey, Jen. You guys need to hit up Jen. She's got a really powerful word that God gave her. It's so good. I love you, Jen. So cool. Tangible. This was it. This is it. This is a tangible place. This is a tangible place. Love it. I love you so much, family. I really do. I love you so much. Thank you for allowing me the day yesterday, and we just had a great family day. It's really wonderful. Yeah, I'm just kind of lingering here, just enjoying God's presence. I love family time with you too, Jeannie. That's so sweet. I love that. Sweet times. All right. You have a great day. Choose from Wiesbaden. Choose. Have a great day.